So, went back to my room, changed my clothes, and I walked out of the MTC. I just walked out, and I came across some other elders as I was walking out, and I like made a. She was like, "Where's the main office?" And I go, "Oh, it's that way." Okay, thanks, guys. Because I didn't want them thinking, I didn't want them to know when I was escaping. So anyway, I walked out of the MTC, and I walked to University Mall in Orem, which was a couple miles away, and I had some money with me, and I took a bus. I took a bus back to Salt Lake, and took it back to Murray, and got off and walked the rest of the way home. And I didn't have my keys on me. The door was locked, and Grandma was at work. My mom was at work. So fortunately, it was summertime, and there was a window open. So I crawled in through the kitchen window, and I was home. And I left all my stuff in the MTC, and my mom showed up a little bit later from work. And I came walking out the front door. She's like, "What are you doing?" Like, "Oh, I'm home. I'm not going." So she's like, "Okay." She didn't care either way, but she's like, "Well, don't you have to? Can you just do that?" She didn't know. So I went inside and I called called my bishop, and told him, like, "Oh, I'm home. I'm not going." He's like, "Well, you can't just do that." I'm like, "Well, I did. I'm not going back." So he's like, "Oh, let me call the MTC." So he called the MTC, and this is hours later. Like, this is about 5 o'clock at night, 5 o'clock or so. They didn't even know I was gone. So they had no idea I was gone. They're like, "All right, well, I'll drive you back." I'm like, "No, I'm not going back." "Well, you have to go back." I'm like, "No, I'm not going back. I'm done. It's not for me." "Well, it seems like this whole year was just a big lie then." I'm like, "No, it wasn't. I wanted to go. I went there. I didn't like it. So now I'm home." And, "Well, you need to go back." I'm like, "No, I'm not going to." So we went back and forth and stuff, and I think I met with him that night and everything. And I remember I called your mom and started calling people and telling them, "Well, I'm home," and stuff. And I remember your mom, she was kind of not excited, but she's like, "Oh, okay." And then I think she talked to her parents, and eventually everybody was like, "You need to go back. You need to try it again. You didn't give it, you didn't give it enough time. You got to try it again." And finally, I was like, and plus all my stuff was still there. So so I got there Wednesday, came home Thursday. I think it was Friday or Saturday that I went back. Probably Saturday. I finally did go back. And this time I actually did meet with Mr. President, and he talked to me, and I just told him, I was like, "Look, I just don't feel this is for me," and stuff. And he wanted me to give it a try. Everybody wanted me to give it a try and stuff, which, all right, whatever, I'll give it a try, but I'm not staying. I had it in my mind at that point. I'm not going to stay. I'll humor you by coming back, but I'm not going to stay. So anyway, Saturday night, I met with all the missionaries that were in my little group with my companion and stuff, and they all were all going to fast for me and pray for me that I'll, stay or whatever. I'm like, "You guys, I appreciate it, but this isn't for me." So anyway, I stayed one more night, Saturday night, and then I came home for Good Sunday. And I remember Tina and your mom came and picked me up and stuff, and I brought all my stuff home, and then I was home. So, and I remember I was really worried. I was really, really, really worried that, because I was just back together with your mom, and I knew she wanted to marry a return missionary. She was big into church, and I understood that. And that's another thing. People think, "Oh, you only went on a mission for Sherry," and stuff. And that's not true. I went for myself. I hoped that Sherry, your mom, and I would get together, but there was no guarantee of that. And I knew that. And it was cool that her and I were back together before I went. But here I am leaving early and not serving a mission. And as far as I was concerned, that was, your mom wasn't going to want anything to do with me. Because she wanted a return missionary. And the fact that I was coming home just meant that she wasn't going to want anything to do with me, and I had to face that. But it's like, this is not for me. So fortunately, she stuck with me. She didn't break up with me, and we stayed together. And then a couple months later, we got married.
Yep.
And then a couple months later, John Michael was born. And then a year later, Sam was born.
Yep, that's right.
Yep. So, that's my mission story.
All right, well. Now I've done this before, but I've been hit by a car before, Dad. Well, you probably remember that. But you've been hit by a car before too, and yours was a little bit more extreme.
Mine is far more extreme.
Far more extreme and far more painful. Let's talk about that for the season finale.
Alright. So right now we're outside of Heber. Finally made it through Daniels Canyon, through Heber itself. So
In the construction.
yeah, not the construction, but yeah, I got hit by a car. Before that though, I got my foot. We say it was caught in the spokes of a motorcycle, but it wasn't actually caught in spokes. When I was probably three, maybe four at the oldest, my mom had a friend named Dominic, who he had a motorcycle, and he would come over and hang out with my mom or whatever, and I don't know. I think they dated, or he wanted to date her or something. But anyway, one time he came over with a motorcycle, and he was going to take me out for a ride on it, like take me a couple places. So I'd never been on a motorcycle before, and he had me sit on the back of the motorcycle. And again, I'm like, 3, maybe 4, and he didn't have a place for me to put my feet. A lot of motorcycles have those pegs on the sides of the wheels, whatever, that you can set your feet down on. Well, he didn't have that. There was nowhere for me to put my feet. So he had me just had my feet hanging out and stuff, and which my feet were getting tired. So we're driving down the road, and my feet are getting tired and stuff. Well, on my left leg, the heel of my foot went. I don't think it went completely inside the motorcycle spokes, because that would have tore my foot off. But it went into it enough that it shredded the heel of my foot while he's driving, and just tore it all apart. And I still remember it. I don't remember the pain or anything, of course, from it, but yeah, it got really messed up, and had to go to the hospital and get it all stitched up or whatever it was they did. And in fact, Aunt Shelley was telling me this story, John, recently, that she remembers taking me to the doctor, to the hospital, after that to get my dressing clean. And I guess I was in such pain, and it hurt so bad, I was just sobbing from the pain and stuff. And I had snot coming out of my nose. It was really gross, but she felt so bad for me because I just was just begging for it to stop because it hurt so bad. And fortunately, I don't remember that, but I do remember when it happened. But yeah, it really messed up my ankle. I mean, I think more cosmetically. I mean, it didn't affect my walking or anything. But so a lot of pictures of me from I think it happened in 70. I think it was in 79, so that would have been 3. But a lot of pictures from 79, 80 of me. Like you can see, I have a sock on my foot, like a striped sock, and that was just to help. I couldn't wear a shoe because of the band-aids or the stitches or whatever, but yeah, it just, for a while there, I mean, I could walk and stuff, but it was pretty messed up. But I still have a scar on my ankle from that. It's not like gross or anything, but I still have a scar on my ankle from it. So there was that, but then I got hit by a car when I was 6, so a couple years later. It was the summer between kindergarten and 1st grade. And I was riding my bike on my street, and there was a side street that kind of teed with my street, and there was a guardrail on that street so that to keep traffic from going on my street. So when we'd ride our bikes from that street to our street, we'd go on the side of the guardrail and just kind of ride along on our street. Well, one day I decided to go. We usually with the guardrails right here, we usually took the left to go on my street. Well, this day, for whatever reason, I want to try going right. And I remember doing that once before, and there was something on that little short path there that I thought I had rode over, and I thought I was going to pop a tire. And I still remember this to this day. Before I went down there this time, I went and checked, and there was an old plastic cup, like a broken plastic cup there that I had rode over, and I thought it was a piece. I was always watching for pieces of glass when I was riding my bike because I didn't want to pop my tire. So I originally thought maybe it was a piece of glass or some glass or something there, but it wasn't. It was just an old piece of broken plastic. And so I went and I moved it out of the way, and then I rode my bike down that way. But instead of coming onto my street and staying to the side of my street, I just went straight across, which was bad because there was a car coming and he couldn't see me. He's just driving. All of a sudden, some stupid kid on a bike comes right in front of him, and he hit me. And unfortunately, I think I was pretty centered on his car. But he hit me, and I just remember, what I remember of it is I'm riding my bike, and I looked to the right, and I saw a car, and it looked far away, but it wasn't. I'm sure it was at some point, but then it hit me. But it hit me, and all of a sudden everything was spinning, and then nothing. I was knocked out. So what happened was he hit me and it sent me flying in the air or whatever, and I landed on the hood of his car. That's what knocked me out. I'm just picturing all this. It was scary, but I'm kind of laughing at it now. But anyway, I landed on the hood of his car, and then he slowed down, and I rolled off onto the ground. And next thing I knew, I woke up, and all these people were looking down at me, and like surrounding me, looking down at me, and I was laying on the ground still. And I asked, like, what happened? And somebody said, you got hit by a car. And I remember the first thing I thought of was our neighbors who lived across the street from us, the Maestises. And Toby Maestis was the dad. And I remember he was always, when I'd ride my bike out on the street, I remember him always saying, Johnny, be careful, you're going to get hit by a car, Apparently I didn't pay close enough attention even before this happened. So, but that was the first thing I thought of was him, just remembering him telling me, you're going to get hit by a car, and now I got hit by a car.
Yeah.
So they told me that, and then I started crying, and I was like, I want my mom. And then as I remember it, all of a sudden she was right there too. And then they took me in an ambulance, took me to the hospital, and got me fixed up. But I had skinned my knees, I guess, when I had landed on the ground. When I rolled off the car and stuff, I skinned my knees up pretty bad. So I remember they cut holes in my pants and my knees and got them bandaged up. And I think you still can see kind of a scar on my knee right here. Anyway, but not really much of one, but just, I think it's a little bit, but yeah, so that's what happened with the car. And I remember here, my family told the story that when it happened, my sister Heidi was at the house, and she heard the brakes or something. She ran out of the house, saw that it was me, and was screaming. And she had like curlers in her hair, and she's throwing the curlers in her hair. Ah, Johnny! Just like freaking out. And I guess my oldest sister Tanya was there too. And I think, anyway, one of them called my mom at work, and my mom was working at Fred Meyer on State Street, 33rd South, or just south of 33rd South. And she like ran out the door, grabbed her car keys, and said, my kid just got hit by a car. And she raced home, and my sister Margie was on a bus at that time, right on a bus somewhere on State Street, and I guess saw my mom flying down State Street to our house, and she like, I think that's my mom. That could be my mom. She's going way too fast. Stuff. Anyway, and then my mom got there, and I was still knocked out, laying on the street. And I guess they had my hands. I don't think they had my hands like crossed over my chest, but they had my hands like here on my chest. And she said, it really bothered her to see me like that because I looked like I was dead.
Yeah.
It reminded her of my dad, her husband, who had died just years earlier. So she put my hands down because it bothered her to see me like that and stuff. And so anyway, yeah, that's what happened there. And actually, I should probably tell the story of when I almost drowned.
Okay, sure.
I was very accident prone as a kid.
Well, you were no Tim Taylor as a kid, but
no, it was Johnny Sturm.
Yep.
Tim Taylor had nothing on me.
I don't know about that.
He didn't, I'll tell you that.
Okay.
So we were swimming at my mom's friend Darlene. We were at her condos in Taylorsville, swimming at her pool, and this was probably three or four again, same age, maybe 5. But we're swimming. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden I was in too deep of the pool or something. My mom looked and saw me laying floating face down in the pool. And she jumped in and pulled me out. And I don't think they had to do CPR or whatever, but they just got me out of there and stuff. And yeah, I was saved. But just a lot of dumb things happened to me as a kid. That my foot, the car, the drowning. Yeah. And then I remember another time. This is before I got hit by the car. Yeah, because when I got hit by the car, it messed up my bike. It like bent the bike frame, so I didn't have a bike anymore. But before that, so I almost finished when I was in kindergarten. I remember my friend. Yeah, this is when I got my bike. Okay, so my friend Jim Prindeville and I, we were playing. There was a playground in our neighborhood that we were playing at, and they were like picnic. It was owned by the church, is what it was. It was like a church park, a little piece of property owned by the church, and they use it for like picnics and stuff like that. Anyway, we were standing on top of a picnic table, we were messing around, and I remember I pulled my pants down, standing on this table. I pulled my pants down, just being stupid, and Jim like laughed and pushed me, and because my pants were around my ankles, I fell off the table, and the like cement or maybe not cement, but like blacktop, whatever. The picnic table was on. I fell and I hit my head, the front of my head, and I cut my head like right here. I think it was right there somewhere. Anyway, cut my head, and he was taking me, like, oh no, you know, and I'm crying and stuff, and he walked me home. And anyway, I had to go and get, I don't think I had to get stitches, but I had to get Band-Aids for it at the hospital. Oh no, I know what it was. There was another time with Jim where I had a big wheel, a red big wheel with yellow and black tires, and yeah, I rode this big wheel till the center piece of it, the center plastic, wore down until it was like a little tiny strip of plastic holding it together. And I was riding my big wheel, and it finally broke. And like nothing happened to me, but my big wheel just like snapped in half. And I was really upset and crying and stuff, and I'm carrying it home. Jim's helping me carry it home, and my mom had just bought me a brand new bike, which was the bike I later got hit by the car on. So yeah, that was confusing, those two stories. That's it. Do you want to tell what other story did you want me to tell, John?
The one we were in.
Oh yeah.
We were in a car accident before. I've been hit by a car, but I've also been in a car accident, and this accident was actually a lot worse than being hit by a car.
Well, yeah, we weren't in an accident, but somebody else was.
Somebody else was, but we got caught in it.
Yeah. So this was many years later when I had both you boys.
I don't remember what year it was.
I think it was 2006 or 2007. Because yeah, it was before I met Sarah. Just before I met Sarah, and I was working on Holiday Inn still, IHG. And I had you boys. We were out. We were at McDonald's by your house on 56 South or 56 West and 3500 South. We were at that McDonald's. I had taken you guys there, and then we left. And the McDonald's on the corner, so I made a right, and then flipped around, did a quick U-turn to go back, heading down south on 5600 West, back to your house. So as I made that turn and went in the far lane. Well, there was a big pickup truck that was going really way too fast. That was coming, that I was cutting in front of. And I was cutting in front of him. Well, he was going too fast to stop, and so instead of stopping, he went to go around me. He went in the right the right turning lane to go around me. Well, because he was going so fast, and because he made such an abrupt lane change, he ended up pulling up on the curb and started knocking out power lines and hit a big power box. And I just remember I saw him in my rearview mirror going around me, and I went to look, and I saw him coming around on the passenger side of me, and all of a sudden I saw his truck turning on its side. I saw the roof of his truck facing me, and I
fast, really, it was really fast.
And I hurried and got in front of him and made a quick turn there on the 3500 South. And as he's hitting these power lines and stuff, or the poles and stuff, and power lines are starting to drop from the power line, power whatever. Power lines are falling, and they start hitting. We were in the Subaru, my Subaru Legacy.
Yeah. Mark's still there.
Yep. And the power line, they're falling down, hitting the car, the roof of the car, like there were electric, like white marks on the roof of the car for
white, blue, orange.
Yeah, from where the power lines were hitting and stuff. And anyway, I went in the parking lot there, and all these people were rushing over to help this guy, and his truck had turned. I think he just turned on his side. I don't think it went.
No, it flipped all the way over.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever it did. So, yeah, all this happened, and just because I had pulled in front of him at this point.
And somehow Dad had sped right through and not even. I was just impressed that it was seriously like something out of an action movie.
Yep. John thought it was like James Bond.
Yep, I know. I still remember that.
Yep. It was pretty smooth drive, pretty quick thinking on my part.
Yeah.
And anyway, I got us in the parking lot, got us safe, and then my first concern was just like, let's get you boys out of there. I was like, I gotta get my boys home. So I drove you home and ran inside, all excited, telling your mom, "Mom, this is what happened," and stuff. And of course, I had to go in and explain everything. And so I was like, I remember telling your mom, like, I don't know what happened with this guy in the pickup truck. He could be dead for all I know. Like, I don't know what happened. So your mom and I went back. We drove over there again, and I think we took her car just so nobody saw my Subaru and knew that that's what started this. So we drove over there and started talking to some people, and the guy was okay. He was fine, but his truck was pretty totaled. So anyway, we went back and I dropped your mom off, and I think I went back to work, or went back to work following. Yeah, I think I went back to work that day. And anyway, I'm telling people at work, and I was like, shoot, I don't know if I'm in trouble now or for this, but so I ended up calling the police to let them know, like, hey, I was involved in that. This is what happened, and yeah, nothing ever happened. So there were other witnesses who said that guy was driving way too fast, and so yeah, nothing happened, but it was exciting for a few seconds.
And I remember seeing the truck when because I saw it better than you did, because he was on my right side of the mirror, and since you were in the driver's side, I was looking over, and I saw him, get on the curb, and I could tell he was trying, he was flipping the wheel, and just wasn't going to happen.
Yep. He was going way too fast.
And I remember thinking that, I didn't know what to think. I just saw him on the curb, and I'm like, am I actually seeing this? I didn't know what to say. I've never seen an accident like that before. I've rarely seen any car accidents.
Nope.
I mean, I've seen aftermaths, but I've never actually seen an actual accident happen.
Yeah.
So it was exciting, I will admit.
I will concur. It was exciting.
Yeah.
Very scary though.
But yeah, I think that's all the time we have for this episode on this series of the John Square Show.
Yeah, we're coming down Parley's now.
So
we're almost there. We're almost back to Salt Lake.
Dad, I thank you again for joining me for this for the interview.
Well, I don't think I had a choice, John. I'm stuck driving.
Yeah.
But thank you for conducting the interview.
Yeah.
And thank you for choosing me as a subject.
Yep.
It was my pleasure, and I've used a lot of my voice.
So you're all talked out.
All talked out. I'm going to be very silent the rest on the way back, driving home alone.
Yeah. Well, I think you're all, and I'll see you next time for the next thing. And I'll see you next season for this.